Jackals TV has returned to YouTube, and today we'll be checking out a game between the Jackals on the left in the white and the Garbagemen on the right in the green. Here is tonight's lineup. You see a number of scratches here. Gary Pabla, Chris Stuhar, Darshan, Daryl, and Gary Mizuno all out of the lineup tonight. McKenna, Brad, and Chris Marshall filling in as spares. Trevor is the starting goaltender. This is the third time this summer season, that these two teams have faced each other. Each team has a win. The Jackals winning the first matchup 3-2 in overtime, and the Garbagemen winning the second matchup 4-2. So this will be the rubber match on the season, with only this plus one more game left in the year before the playoffs, when they may meet there. So let's see how it went. Start off with the Jackals creating a forced turnover in their own zone. Chris Marshall bounces that off the wall to Rob. He's going to streak down the left side. He's going to pass it back to Chris, but it's in his feet a bit. He gains control, gets a shot on net. Puck goes in behind the net. Then just a few seconds later, this is going to look familiar. Rob jumps on a misplayed puck at the point. This time he's going to button hook and give it to Chris, who's trailing the play. This time he actually has it on the forehand. He gets a shot up high on the blocker side. It bounces up in the air, but it falls harmlessly behind the net. A little later, here come the Garbagemen the other way, driving wide and then pushing it back out front to a player who is coming late behind the play. He throws it to the blocker side, but it just misses past the post. Next up, we see Jay Lawrence standing behind the net with the puck. He moves it over to Brad in the corner. It's off screen, but then a super long stretch pass right to the blue line to Troy, who then finds Jared coming in late on a breakaway. Flips it up over the crossbar. Doesn't get the shot on net, but a nice good chance off the breakaway there. Here's Bob punching the puck up the wall to Jer again. This time it goes through to Troy, and he whips it on net from a bad angle. Can't find a way through the goaltender. Offensive zone face-off. Just after that, the puck is going to get kept in by Bob. He throws it towards the net, and Troy has it on his stick, and he quickly backhands it. And there was some space there, low blocker, but it doesn't go in. The uncharacteristically strong first period continues for the Jackals. Here we see McKenna bump that puck back to John, and he goes high glove, but looks like the goalie may have got a piece of it. Finally, we're going to see some offense here from the Garbagemen as they push this puck over to the far corner and then back out front, and it quickly gets deflected on net. Tricky little play that Trevor does well to react quickly to and make the save. Then off a defensive zone face-off, this shot is going to get put towards the net, but it's nice and slow, so Brad reacts and picks it up, and away he goes up the middle of the ice. He's going to go left with it. He's got Rob going backdoor as a decoy. He rips the shot, fools the goaltender, puts it through him. And after all those great chances earlier, the Jackals are finally on the board here by this unassisted marker from Brad. You can see the goalie leaning to his left a little bit because of Rob's hard move to the net. It's 1-0. Another defensive zone face-off, and McKenna blocks a shot, and she's away on a breakaway, takes a shot into the goalie's stomach, and he swats it to the corner where Troy picks it up, and he sees Bob coming in late, but a swing and a miss as Bob is trying to get a hold of that on the nice pass from Troy. Here comes McKenna again, up the left side of the ice, just like she did last time. This time she's going to make a little drop pass to Rob, who gives it quickly back to her, and she's in alone. She gets two cracks at it, and then tries to push the puck in front of the net. Here she comes again, down the left side again. This time she's just going to take the shot and get off after three rushes up the ice, but follow the play as it gets whipped around the wall. Brad jumps onto it, is trying to get it to the middle, and a broken play ends up right on Rob's stick. Spinorama slap shot, beats the goaltender on the blocker. And the Jackals are now up 2-0 with a couple minutes to go here in the first period. They're going to get a chance to extend the lead further, too. Here's Jason Davis chasing the puck behind the net. He gets tangled up with the Garbagemen player as Aaron takes a shot from the far side, but that's a tripping penalty on the Garbagemen. So here we see setting up on the power play, and there's that pesky banana peel is back, takes Jared down, but the play continues. David's going to put it down to Jerry, who sweeps it towards the net and ends up with Jay, and he backhands it quickly at the net. Rebounds there, but a Jackals player can't get a hold of it. So we go to the second period. Jackals are still on that power play, and they're working it around. Troy's going to put that back to David. He sees space on the glove side. He whips it. It just goes wide, so Bob picks that up on the half wall, throws it across, and Troy has it. Quick backhand on net, and a big sweeping glove hand save from the Garbagemen goalie, and that kills the penalty off. Here's Brad taking the puck back towards his own zone, shielding it well, and then making a sweet pass up to the blue line, similar to what he did to Troy earlier. And then look at this pass to Chris as he crisscrosses with Lloyd, and he takes that shot to the glove side, but a nice save by the goaltender. Garbagemen now getting a rare offensive opportunity of their own off a faceoff. That point shot isn't saved, and there's a rebound backhand shot. Trevor's still down low, blocking that ice off, and makes a second save. Here's a turnover in the neutral zone. Chris Marshall picks it up, walks in. This time he fires it more to the blocker side rather than the glove, but again, the goalie makes the save. Here come the garbage men up the right side. Throw that puck on net. Brad picks it up, and this looks a little similar to goal number 1 on the day. He does have a bit of an exchange with Jer there, and Brad's going to cut to the middle, throw it back the way he came, but he just misses on the right post. Here's a nice pinch down the wall by Troy. He keeps it in. Then he walks in from there, from the half wall, in alone. See the goalie reaching behind him, but the puck does trickle in behind the net and stay out. Here's the garbage men players. Nice little bounce off the back of the wall, but then this play is not as nice. He throws it up the middle, batted down by Rob, and then quickly wrists it home over top of the goaltender. A nice little bunt play to himself, and Rob is on the board for his second consecutive goal here. It's now 3-0 for the Jackals. Rob is just having one of those games where the puck just comes to him at all times, and here's another good example of that. Here you see the garbage man player keep it away from him, and then inexplicably puts it right on his tape that will send the Jackals in for an extended sequence of offensive play. There you see Chris Marshall trying to get control of it. Bob pinches in, picks up the puck in the corner, goes up the half wall with it on the backhand, sees Chris Marshall in the middle, so shovels it over to him. He can't quite hold on to it, and it gets batted away. So no good shots on net there, but a lot of offensive opportunities based on a bad turnover by the garbage man. Now we see Aaron putting that puck out to Brad, and he puts that over to Jer, who had a good shot at a one-timer there, but he couldn't quite get it settled down and make good contact with it. There you see the garbage man throwing a puck out to center, and eventually that's going to end up on Brad's stick as he reads that play, goes around a player, goes another player, breaks that player's leg to go in and wrist it past the goaltender's glove, and the second unassisted marker from Brad, where he works his way through a number of garbage men players before beating the goaltender. And it's now 4-0 as we go to the third period. The initial play of the third period is going to be an ugly one for Jay Lawrence, as this player comes across the blue line, a weak slapper that is up in the face area. I'm not sure what that player was trying to accomplish, but Jay takes that one off the lips. He has a cut in the mouth area, bleeding, which will take him out of the game for a couple of shifts, but he would return. Here you see the Jackals on a change, and the garbage men are waiting for it to develop, and they move that puck expertly past 3-4 checkers, put the puck far across to the other side, and then it turns into a 2-on-1 down low, and that pass across, waits out Trevor, puts it over his glove. A nice goal by the garbage man there to get on the board and turn this to a 4-1 game. Jackals are going to bounce right back, though. Here you see Chris Marshall having a great game, working it low behind the net, out front to David. He shovels that just wide on the far side. Lloyd has it now, and he finds Chris Marshall, who came around to set up in front of the net. He wrist sets towards the net. John with a great screen and causing chaos in front, and it looked like that hit maybe the defenseman's stick, not John, so it's going to be Chris's goal, and this is now a 5-1 game. And just because you're having a good game and you scored a goal doesn't mean you're not also susceptible to discarded fruit byproducts. And here we see Chris Marshall get caught by the nasty banana peel at center. He's all right as well. So here we go. Back on the attack are the garbage men. There's a point shot that gets tipped just to the side, and that player tries to sweep it in, but Trevor gets over there and keeps it out, and then does well to track the puck and keep that second and third attempts away from the back of the net. Garbage men trying to find more opportunities here. They're going to get that puck deflected and then go over to the far side, and that player puts it back to the glove side. So another good save by Trevor. The garbage men finally getting some offensive opportunities here, down by 4 in the third. Bob's going to push this puck up to Chris Marshall, stays on his feet, bullies his way past the defenders, walks it on net, puts it high over the goaltender's shoulder, and it's now 6-1 for the Jackals. This game all but sewn up. We're going to see a few opportunities for Trevor to shine as he gets some work here in the late stage of this game. First, he makes a nice save, low blocker here. Another chance here by the garbage men pushing the defender back, and then they're going to put the puck out front to that player on the side. It's swept on to Trevor, but he's makes a save down low, and then Brad's going to push this puck up. It's going to eventually end up on McKenna's stick, and so she's going to drive wide down the left side around the defender and then take it to the net and try to put it up high where Chris Marshall had scored, but she didn't quite get it high enough, but a good opportunity there by McKenna. And then with just seconds left, the garbage men are looking to put one more goal on the board, but a nice blocker save by Trevor as the clock runs down, and it's going to be a big 6-1 victory for the Jackals over the garbage men, for the Jackals to take the regular season series between these two teams. So let's have a look at stats for today's game. All the damage done by 3 players, Brad, Rob, and Chris Marshall, all getting 2 goals. Brad and Rob having an assist to go with it. Nice outing there by Trevor. And you'll notice Jay Lawrence with a +5 to go with his 2 swollen lips. So a good game on defense for Jay. We'll have a look and see what that does to the overall standings. There you see Rob vaulting to the top of the leaderboard. See Trevor's save percentage now up over 900 and his goals against looking to drop below 3 again on the season. This is where we look at the games in the division this week, but the Jackals playing early in the week, so the other teams in the division don't play until Thursday. So there's only been 1 game so far here in this division. So let's see what that 1 game does to the standings. The Jackals now just behind the Garbagemen, but they are well behind them when you look at the winning save percentage in the division. They're 722 versus 450, so a big gap there. So the bottom does seem kind of set with only 1 game to go before the playoffs. And speaking of which, let's have a look at the schedule next week. You'll see the final regular season game for the Jackals will be against the Royals on Friday, August the 8th. And we'll be there to show it to you. See you then.